Hello friends, in today's video we're going to be servicing this Suzuki SV650. This particular model is 2019. So to start off with, we're going to change the oil filter and oil. So just going to crack on with it. Alright, so to start off with, we're going to drain the engine oil. Here is the location for the drain plug. We're going to be using a 14mm socket to open this drain plug. Right, so the next thing we're going to do while the oil is still draining out of the sump, we're going to undo the oil filter, which is here. Seems really old. So we're going to be using this special tool to undo the oil filter. Right, so just gonna put the drain plug back in. I've changed the drain plug washer as well. Very important to change the drain plug washer on every oil change. There we go. Just gonna use the ratchet to torque it up. 14mm socket we are using. There we go, that's good enough. So the next we're gonna fit the new oil filter, and we are using high flow make filters. So it says premium oil filter, and the part number is HF138. So this is the right filter for Suzuki SV650. Okay, so just gonna prime the seal here with oily hands. Just gonna screw it in. There we go, that's nice and tight. Right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the spark plugs, and for the spark plugs we'll have to remove this cover here, and also we'll have to take the seat off, which we're just going to do it with the key. So just going to insert the key here and just going to lift it up. Right, so we have taken the seat off. So the next we're going to do is we're going to undo this trim here on both sides. Right, so we're going to be using a 4mm hex key to undo this bolt here. There we go. And then Phillips to take this screw off. There we go. There we go. So we're gonna remove these two bolts. They are 5mm hacks. There we go. Alright, so the next we're gonna come on this side and gonna remove this 4mm hex. There we go. So this is the right hand side 4mm hex to remove this trim. Just gonna remove this scrivet here. There we go. Just gonna pull the trim towards me. I'm gonna yank it out. There we go. I've lifted the whole fuel tank up. Right, so we'll have to remove this scrivet here and this scrivet, this one here, and then the whole trim which goes around the fuel tank and the side, this one here will just come off. Right, here we go friends. I've lifted the fuel tank and I'm resting it with a bamboo stick. So the location for the two rear spark plugs are one here and the other one here. So just gonna pull the lead and here is the spark plug just down there. So just gonna take that off to start off with. So we're using a 16mm socket to take the spark plug off. So this is the rear left hand side spark plug. There we go. We are using NGK replacement plug. Just gonna match it with the old one, like for like. Just gonna insert it into the socket here. This one has a built-in magnet, so it's not gonna go anywhere. So the life becomes easy when you have proper tools. I got this tool from Amazon. So just gonna insert the spark plug. The gaps are already set, so we don't have to mess about with the gaps on the tip of the spark plug. That's good enough. Just gonna put the HT lead back in. There you go. That's that nicely secured. This is the rear left side of the spark plug replaced. Gonna remove this spark plug here, the one which is right under the seat. So just gonna pull it like this. Just gonna insert the socket. There we go. So that's the spark plug nicely being pulled out. Here is our new replacement spark plug. Just going to insert it into the socket and then I hand tighten it to start off with so that we do the right thread. Just going to tighten it. That's good enough. Again, we're gonna root through the lead here. Just gonna push it all the way in. That's fully home. The grommet is nicely sitting, making it watertight, and the rubber cover comes on top. So the rear, both spark plugs have been changed nicely, one there and one here. Alright, so next we're going to change the air filter on this bike. So air filter location is under the fuel tank here, and is secured by a couple of Phillips screws. So 3 on the left, 3 on the right, and 1 at the back here, and that should release the cover. Three on this side. There we go. Here is the air filter. Here comes a new filter. Again, it's the same make as the oil filter. High flow is the make, and the part number is HFA 3618. Just gonna insert the filter in like this. There we go. Just gonna insert the screws. Just gonna tighten the screws now. So I've done the right hand side screws and also this one here. Just gonna do the left hand side. There we go. So that's the air filter nicely been replaced. Right, so the next we're gonna screw this trim. We took it off here. So the skrillettes, 2 of them. There we go. Gonna remove the bamboo stick. So we're gonna lower the fuel tank like this. Right, so just gonna screw the side trim. So the way it fits in is like this, with the groove here. Right, so the screw bit goes here. I'm gonna line it up and push it all the way. And then 4mm hex go here. Two 5mm hex bolts go here. One on this side. good enough. So we're gonna go to the right hand side of the bike to secure the right hand side of the trim. Bring it under here, and then just gonna push it in here like this, like this. Scrub it, goes here. Four mil hex bolt goes in here. Nicely done. Just gonna fit the seat back in. It goes in like this. There we go, that's the seat nicely put back onto the bike. Just gonna pull the key out. Right, here we go friends, now we're gonna replace the front side of the spark plugs, two of them on the front. One is behind this radiator, so we'll have to remove this bolt here and the bolt underneath here to loosen the radiator so that we can pull it towards forward, and then we can change the front spark plug, which is just here, and there's one here on the right hand side at the front. This one is the easy one. Right, so we're just gonna remove the bolts so that we can move the radiator forward a bit. So we're using a 10 mil socket. There we go. One under here. So there is also a bolt on this side, left hand side at the top. There we go. So I've taken the pipe off here. Okay, so I've removed the pipe here, the connector from here, so that we don't damage any electrical side of it. This harness is for the fan, radiator fan. Right, so in order to pull the HT lead off, we'll have to approach the bike from the left hand side. So just gonna pull the radiator towards me like this, and I'm gonna pull the HT lead out. There we go, that's the HT lead out of the way. Just gonna tuck it up here, and we're gonna insert the socket first. This one has got the built-in magnet, so it's just gonna pull the radiator towards us. Just gonna insert it in like this, then the extension goes in. There we go. So makes the life easy when you approach the spark plug, the front one, from the left hand side. There's plenty of space here to play with. So I've loosened the spark plug. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna undo it with my hand. There we go. There we go. So this is the old spark plug out of the way. Here is the new spark plug, NGK. So just gonna insert it in like this. Drive the thread by hand to start off with. There you go. So just gonna torque it up. That's good enough. Ratchet out first, and then just gonna pull the socket. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna skew the HT lead. There we go. I'm just gonna force it all the way in. So we've done the front spark plug, so we're just gonna skew the bracket here to skew the radiator. So this is the left hand side radiator mount. There we go, that's that, nicely done. Right, so the next we're gonna change the last and the fourth spark plug, which is on the front right hand side just here. Just gonna pull the lead out. There we go, that's the fourth spark plug out of the way. Again, we're using the NGK spark plug, so like for like. Just gonna insert it in here, drive it in by hand to start off with. Right, so just gonna torque it up. There we go, that's good enough. Just gonna put the HT lead back in. There we go, that's fully home. Right, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna connect the harness back in for the radiator fan. Hear the click, so that's that done. The radiator pipe, the small one. And then it's just these two bolts to secure the radiator. That's good enough. The top one. That's good enough. Right, so that's all the spark plugs been replaced on this bike. The oil filter, air filter has been replaced as well. So the final thing we're going to do is we're going to fill up the engine with fresh oil, and the capacity for this particular engine is 2.4 liters. Right, so we're going to be using a Motul 5000 10W40 engine oil. This is specially designed for the motorbikes. So just gonna pour the oil in. There we go, that's good enough. So there is a window on the side of the engine with minimum and maximum level. So we filled it up to the max. Thank you very much for watching the video.